All my members in the chat, all 27,000 of y'all. What? Let's go, y'all. Want this Brent stream? Now y'all about to get it. Now, here's the thing. Brent, man, working with Brent, yo. He did like he sent me something an hour before talking about, hey, these are the new clips. I'm like, these ain't the clips we went over. Or some of them are, but the order is different. I got it. Let me drop the link for Brent. But anyway, guys, if you are new here, you may not know about Brent. And if you here for XQC, you like, who the hell is Brent? And I get all that. I get that. To my juicers out there, we doing the XQC stream tonight at 10 p.m. My week has been hell, but I'm here because we made a promise. And Brent, with his audibles, let me invite him to the chat. I'm gonna respond to his. I'm gonna send him an email with the invite because these clips, man, you can't switch it up an hour before and be like, hey, let's talk about this. I'm like, Brent, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? We prepped. We spent some time prepping. Where you at, Brent? Lux in the building. I see you from Classy Beach channel. Lux, what's good? All right, so I sent him an email. I did see he read up his membership. You know what I'm saying? How he gonna let his membership lapse? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Brent, I only subtracted. So now I gotta play match. Oh gosh. This is what you get is what you get, guys. And then he got like some other stuff. Anyway, hopefully he hits the link. Let me put a graphic up, guys. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Henry Resilient, aka the one who was looking deep into Power Rangers. We got our boy Brent in the back, ready to kick y'all backs in with these straight facts. He's back there. He's showing his teeth. He's ready. He's ready for y'all. He's ready. Look, his game face is on. He's ready. But I got to give him a proper intro. We got to let everyone know what the hell we talking about today. And I have to put some stuff up. You like, Henry, you ain't prepared? I'm like, no, I'm not prepared. And guess what, guys? I am never going to be prepared. I hate to break it to you. I put so much time, energy, and effort into these streams. Y'all like, Henry, why are you never prepared? I'm like, guys, because what fun would that be, right? I like to challenge myself. You know, I want to come on stream, nothing prepared, and then I want to go. And I want to see how good I could do. Okay, I literally just brushed my teeth probably like 3 minutes ago. That's why you had that long ass intro, because I'm brushing my teeth. But let me put up the Brent banner or whatever. And if you here for Brent, spam them goddamn Brent emojis. All 33,000 of y'all. Make sure y'all like the stream too while you at it. It's a members only live stream where we only the members could chat, but everyone can see. So keep in mind, you know what I'm saying? It ain't behind the member screen just quite yet, but we gonna get it there. I just gotta, I gotta give Brent his just due, guys. I gotta give Brent his just due. Give me 1 second. Let me share the thumbnail. Look, if you see the thumbnail, right? The thumbnail lets you know what type of time Brent is on. He is on demon time. He is here. He is here not for a long time, but for a short time, because he got things to do and backs to kick in. And it might be Francis backs. And he got some Funko Pops in the background. Look, guys, are y'all ready for Brent to come up? Can I get some Brent? All y'all got the Brent emojis. Spam y'all Brent emojis. I know y'all used to call him that was his sound effects. That was his earlier sound effect, but then he evolved. He evolved to he is here to save the day. Can we get a part 2? Now he should be here for at least 2 hours. I hope. Maybe he want to watch the game. We gonna see how it go. This is the first time I'm lending my platform. Now, look, before he come up, let me say this. There is nothing that he is saying that I endorse, okay? I do not stand with Brent. I am just lending my platform. So once he come up here kicking y'all backs in, don't be like, well, Henry said nothing. I ain't saying ish. All right? Brent is saying, Brent, y'all been wanting, look, guys, he's been wanting me to play these clips for a while. Okay? And now you guys wanted it. Now he's about to get the opportunity to do it. And with that being said, it is going to hurt some feelings. It's going to piss some people off. But he is just going to smile. You wanted his perspective? Now you're going to get it. Unfiltered, because I gave him some pointers. I said, hey, you might not want to say that like that. because he lets some stuff fly, but maybe he'll be tamed. So without further ado, guys, without further ado, let me get the round of applause ready. Let's give a long welcome for our guy, Brent Pham. Brent.
Hi.
With a capital B for busting backs. How you been, man? How are you?
Good.
All right. Now, what is the purpose of the stream? What did you want to do when you set out to make this stream? What was the goal in mind?
Well, first of all, people were requesting it, so it's not like I was begging for this. But just to make that clear, because people are going to say, oh, Ben is begging. No, people are asking for it, so I obliged. But the goal of this is because I feel like some of the stuff that was said on your channel went from just infighting between fans, which is absolutely normal, because some people like some Rangers better than others, and that's absolutely normal. That's part of being a fan. There's nothing wrong with that. But there were a few things that were being said on your channel by Frances. I'll just say her name. And
where you at?
What she said is, frankly, like, as a fan, like, we have disagreements as who's a better martial artist, who has more charisma. All those arguments are totally normal. But to say something to put down someone's reputation is absolutely wrong. And after meeting Walter in person, I feel like I should respond to the stuff she said. And people could say, well, it's a he said, she said. And I'm going to prove to you why maybe JDF's word and what his inner circle, what they say is maybe you should consider the other side. Let's put it that way.
Oh, all right. Okay. Now look, guys, just to give you guys a little background, Frances is in the chat. I might have to time her out, but she's here. She says, I speak nothing but facts. But Brent has the floor. Maybe Frances want a stream, or maybe she can come in on at the end and clear some things up. But for this stream, I tasked Brent with organizing all the clips he wanted to share and the timestamps. None of this was contributed to by me, other than, hey, you might not want to say this like that. Is that fair to say, Brent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So without further ado, he got me with this new order of things, and I'm just like, now, Brent, can you just confirm for the record you did send me a new list?
Yes, I did, because the original list was way too long, and I told you that I was going to try to shrink it for the sake of time, and then if people say I'm a flat earther, then I could provide them with instead of playing the whole video and maybe they don't need to hear it, just provide the video if for some reason they want to hear it.
All right, so the first video stars Frances herself. Let me share it. Give me 1 second. We need the Chrome tab right here. Now here's the thing, guys. I didn't get a chance to download these videos. Okay, so we're going literally off his timestamps, and this is just what it's going to be. Hopefully, we experience no lag or little lag, and we'll go from there. So he told me to start this at 50 seconds and let it rock. So this is about the free autographs.
I want to say something memorable, and I'm like, what can I possibly say? And Jason taught me something that I will take on for the rest of my life, and that was, do not listen to the haters. Do not listen to the naysayers. Do not listen to the people that are always negative. You know, I can tell you back.
Now that is great advice. And look at Frances. Look at her. She glowing out there, y'all. Put some F's in the chat for Frances.
Jason had a contest where he was giving away like free cash, and he got so much hell for it. And everyone's like, you know, he's buying fans and buying followers and bribing people. And I remember there were so many negative comments, and I'm like, Jason, maybe we shouldn't do this contest anymore, because there's so much negativity. People are, you know, really writing a lot of bad things. And he's like, Frances, let me tell you something. If those $10 or whatever the amount was, help a mom feed their child today, to buy them milk. If someone doesn't have enough food today to to eat, and that money helped them buy lunch. If someone was short that amount to pay their rent and not get evicted, would you care about what, Susan or Ken with no picture behind a keyboard say? And I was like, no, I wouldn't actually. And then he's like, exactly. As long as you do one thing, one positive thing, you help one person, it negates all the negative and all the hating and all the, bad things that people say. So.
All right, that was the stopping part. And yes, we love Frances too. She is everyone's
love of my life.
So Brent, what would you like to say about this clip? What was
the question we to ask is, what is a hater?
Okay.
The basic term, what is a hater? If you look up in the dictionary, someone who hates, right? But maybe in social media, there's a different term for what defines a hater. Someone who, without reason, is hating on someone who's minding their business. Is that a fair statement as to what a hater is? Or
sure, I can get a hater is someone who's gonna hate on people no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like
no matter what, regardless of what they do,
whether they do good, whether they do bad, they gonna hate.
Bad. And there are haters out there. They like if JDF was just giving money out, minding his own business, and people are hating on that, I would call them a haters, because if he's only doing good, then there's nothing wrong with that. But the issue is, after speaking with Walter about what Frances said, it's the next clip, we're going to discuss that later. Maybe some of those people do have a reason to quote unquote hate. I don't think doing a good thing negates everything. I don't quite agree with that, but maybe those people do have a reason to quote unquote hate, and maybe you're leaving stuff out and you're failing to disclose why those people have an issue. Maybe there's another side that you're not disclosing. And after talk with Walter, I found that to be the case. So.
Okay, all right. Before we go forward, let's shout out to my guy, Dust Productions in the building. He said everyone liked the stream. Yes, all 43,000 of y'all like the stream. Even if you're not a member, you on the outside looking in, you still could like the stream. It helps with the algorithm. Now let's go to the next video. Now this is where Frances talks about haters. And hey, I think Brent may have a thing for Frances. What do you? I don't know. I could be too soon. It could be too soon.
This is the clip that I played to Walter Jones. I played this clip, and this is what caught his attention.
Whoops.
This is why he called it to your show. So the next clip.
Here we go. Right here. Let me put it up. Share this tab. Give me 1 second. And boom. This is the clip, the infamous clip.
Maybe 23. Yeah, 20, 28, 23.
Yep. I like to start just a little bit. We're going to get there. We're going to get right there.
Okay, sure.
At some point when I'm ready, I think I want to share with everybody,
All right. Well, Frances, we appreciate you. You can come up here anytime and drop some JDF stories. Thank you for shedding some light on something. Okay. Can you speak on, now this is me baiting her ass. Hey, can you speak on this? Look, guys, she's on her way out, right? So all of my fellow content creators, you say, hey, one last question. She's feeling good about herself. I'm feeling good. So what do? I hit her with the one last banger question just to see if she gonna jump out there. And she jumps. Him not liking the Black Ranger because that question was proposed. And Aaron said that he didn't get along. Now, if your baby is crying, we can.
No, he's fine. He's just being. He's watching Lion King. Hold on. Yeah. But can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So, I can tell you guys behind the scene that no one knew. There was a show, I think it was in Cincinnati, that it was a rough show.
Mm-hmm.
When Jason went with the other Rangers, it was hard. You know what I mean? Because he would want to give free stuff, but then they wouldn't like that. You know what I mean? Certain other people wouldn't like that because it's like if he does it for free, then people expect them to do it for free. Right?
So yes, I get that.
So then,
all right. So JDF would give stuff for free. I'm just not gonna play the whole clip. We gonna play the whole clip, but I gotta intervene. I gotta interject. You know what I'm saying? I gotta liven this shit up. Y'all don't want to watch some old shit that y'all already saw. And yes, my facial expressions, I kind of do some crazy stuff just to like, because that's what I be thinking in my mind. Like, she don't see me. She turned into her kid. So I'm like, this is juicy stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? So when you get in the juice, you want to be like, you want to get that juice. But let's keep going.
So then there was a show in Cincinnati and Walter was there. And I remember Walter was very upset with Jason and very upset because Jason was giving free things out. And I know he went up to Jason, addressed Jason about the situation, and it was rough. Like, I remember I was in the middle, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? I'm a girl. I don't even know how I'm gonna stop them from arguing. Like, the two grown men. But I think that because I was Jason's assistant, I appreciated what Jason did. So many people didn't have money. You know what I mean? Even when you go now, there's conventions that people don't have money. You know what I mean? So to him, he wanted to make sure everyone left happy. Other people can't do that because other people, that was their livelihood. You know what I mean? So did he have issues with Walter because of that? Yes. At shows, definitely yes.
Oh.
So that's what happened. That's where things got a little rough with them, because I can tell you there was one time we were in Rhode Island and we spent the whole day together. Walter, Jenna, him, and they even did Jenna had like a doll talk show, and it was great. But when the pressure started that Jason was giving free stuff and they weren't, that's when things became rocky.
I see. Oh man, that's a great business strategy, by the way. He gives away free stuff and they're charging for stuff. I'm going to the free line. So if I'm at Ranger at some Comic-Con, I don't want to be nowhere near JDF because he's giving away free stuff. I need to be away from him, because when they come to my line, hey, I'm charging for everything. You want a signature? You got to pay. You want a picture? You got to pay. You want anything? You want me to say hi? You got to pay. And I know some people can get like that. All right. And look, guys, that business strategy is actually great, because you say, hey, look, I'm giving away free stuff. And guess what? When you say giving away free stuff, people going to come there. They still might buy something. So that's the draw. But Brent has the back end story that he got from Walter. And let's give Brent the floor to explain what really happened.
Oh, you didn't play the whole clip. You didn't play the whole clip.
Oh, we're supposed to go to...
Yeah, it's 231. You're supposed to go a little bit more.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Maybe I missed something. Give me a second. See, look, he got the timestamp, so he holding me accountable, guys. This is good stuff. Not saying Walter's that or anything. I'm just saying I
understand both aspects of it. You know what I mean? But it's like, I can't come to your show and dictate what you're going to say.
Exactly.
It's your show.
Exactly. Look at my internet.
So it was a rough thing. And I saw that someone said,
okay, you can stop it here.
All right. Go ahead, Director Brent. You have the floor. Go for it.
So Francis says, I can't come to your show and dictate what you're going to do or say. It's your show, right?
Correct.
So the issue is not the free autographs. That's never the issue. I think it's a great thing because those autographs do get expensive, and it's regardless of what you think of Jason or any other person who gives out free autographs, there really is no, in terms of the fan, there is no downside to that. But the problem is, I talked to Walter, and what Francis described is frankly not true. And for her to say that it, quote unquote, it was rough, she mentioned the cops, and it's kind of like when you mention a situation where JDF is quote unquote minding his own business, and then Walter all of a sudden addresses him, that paints him in a negative light, and I feel that's not. Let's just say it's not fair to him for her to do that. And there's other clips we could play that I lined up that JDF flat out says that he doesn't charge at cons. And so we can move on to those.
Okay, so just to Just to summarize what you're saying is, one, it's not fair that JDF told Walter he should do free autographs, correct?
Well, that was what we were. I don't know if it's quite like that. Well, I'll address that at the end. At the very end, but.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the next clip. This is the Coliseum interview, and this is from 27:30 to 27:45. All right, we're making some good time, by the way, guys. All right, let me share it. Give me a second. I'm not sure. I don't know what France is talking about with the cops, but we'll we'll get to that. So let's go to this one.
I'm comfortable that taking this Tommy and putting him on a pedestal, but I felt like Tommy character and I deserved it because I worked hard, I stayed loyal, and it wasn't about money. So I never auditioned for the Red Ranger. I wasn't there for any kind of money. Now, I will say I love Walter. I love all the guys. I love everybody, but we each have a different purpose of why we're there. Maybe they were there for money. Maybe people at cons are there for that. I still don't charge anything at cons. If you want to buy something, you can. If you don't, you don't. But maybe my reasons are different from when I grew up on this.
All right. So there's JDF saying he doesn't charge anything at cons. And we got a donation from our guy, Dust Productions, who says, what receipts do you have that prove Walter is right and Francis is not? All you have is Walter saying one thing while Francis says something else. Ooh. Go ahead.
That's a good question. That is a good question. I thought we were going to address it, but we can address it midstream. That's fine. Why should we trust Francis when Walter was the one directly involved? Like we could twist it around. Why should we trust Francis versus Walter? Or right? And JDF, we'll go through the stream as to why maybe JDF has a history of disrespecting other Rangers and lying for his own benefit. I'm just going to say it straight out. So what? So with that in mind, no, because Dust brought up the question.
Okay.
And I have to answer it. And so why should we trust JDF? Or why should we trust Francis over Walter? And JDF has shown a history of lying to get out of things like the 30th anniversary special. And we haven't even gone through those clips yet, so I think we should continue on. So
all right, we will definitely continue on, Director Brent. Now this is the Tammy Frank clip, guys. This is the clip where we were going through the JDF whole investigation, and Brent was like, "Play this clip," and I said, "Absolutely not." I said it on stream. I've said it privately. I've said it publicly. I've said I would never play this clip unless it's on a members only stream. And we are on a members only stream, and this will be not visible for anyone except for members after it's down. But this is what Brent wants, guys. This is not my doing. This is not my whatchamacallit. I'm just lending him my platform because you guys wanted to hear what he had to say. All right, so let me share this tab. So this is now look, so for context, this is 11 years ago, this clip, and I see the G Factor, shout out to the G Factor, who said, what about Bad Boy? Bad boys. Jason Geiger line. What about that, Brent? Any comments on Geiger line?
I think people have a misconception that I'm somehow that the Red Ranger was my favorite Ranger, and that's simply not true. Do I like the Red Ranger more than maybe the Green Ranger? I guess that's fair to say, but in terms of Austin being, I would defend him regardless of what he does. Absolutely not. He deserves his day in court, and if he's found guilty of intentionally defrauding people, I would not support him. And I've made that very clear before. So, but what other people do does not justify what JDF or anybody else does.
Okay.
And So yeah, I mean, that's what I have to say regarding that. If whoever posed that question.
That was the G Factor. Now, guys, all of you guys are members. You all have like a free super chat where it will pop up and I'll see it. You just go to like you're about to super chat and then say like membership chat. And it's completely free. That's what the G Factor just used. He used his free $5 super chat that comes with the membership. So let's go to the next clip that Brent has for. Now, look, this is the clip that I would not play during his funeral and investigation and everything like that. So you have been warned. It may trigger some of you. Let's go.
Just 1 second. I got 4 pictures. Okay, let's pick them out then.
Now you see that's Tammy right there. Shout out to Tammy. Put some T's in the chat for Tammy. I was talking to her not too long ago, but that's Tammy. And what Brent wants everyone to know is she is indeed collecting money. JDF, he's locked in. He's in signature mode. He's just signing and going. So this is from 3 to 3:45. All right. So we got 40 seconds of this guy.
I got 4 pictures. Okay, let's pick them out then.
I'm so lucky. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. What's up, guys? All right. Yeah, man.
We can do it if we get really powered up. Power up. Really power up. If your money's not already out and in your hand, make that happen now.
Be ready.
At this point, you need to not care what photo you get. Just pick one up. Stop caring. Stop caring.
You made it. That's what's important.
You made it. That's really all you're allowed to care about right now.
Is it me or is the cameraman just overly focused on Tammy? Y'all notice that?
Or maybe it's JDF. They want to.
All right, I see. See, guys, everyone has this free super chat ability. So shout out to Nick. Nick T. I'm just calling you Nick T because I've seen you on other platforms. Thank you for rejoining. I see you got 3 months up in here. Salute to you. All right, so Brent, what would you like to say about this clip? Let's go.
Absolutely nothing wrong with collecting money. I need to make that very clear to people. There's nothing wrong with charging because people need to make money. But he claims that he still didn't charge anything at cons. And he made that in the previous clip, he made that very clear. It wasn't about an appearance fee or about the PPP. It was about at the cons. And that was at a con. And he was charging money. And for him to put down other people like Walter and say maybe they're in it for the money, he's doing the exact same thing. They're all in it for the money, and there's nothing wrong with. Let me repeat: there's nothing wrong with signing autographs for money. I paid for this, so and there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that he's hypocritical and trying to use this leverage of I don't charge well the other Rangers charge, so somehow that I'm like morally superior or whatever. That's just it doesn't line up. So that's just one example of him lying. So
all right. So you're using the 2012 clip as him lying.
I still don't charge anything at cons. So I still implies that I still don't charge presently and I didn't in the past.
Okay.
So
now, could he say he doesn't charge for like meet and greets, or could he have like
anything at cons? I don't charge anything at cons. So what do people pay for when they're at a convention and they're meeting people? They pay for autographs, they pay for pictures, they pay for merchandise, they pay for voice recordings, video recordings, they pay for. I don't think that's it. That's all that I've seen.
Okay.
So he doesn't charge anything at cons.
Okay.
I said that in 2020.
Maybe semantically, he meant like he doesn't charge appearance fees, perhaps, or maybe he's not charging you to meet and greet. I've never been to a con. I don't even know how it works. If you're at a con, Brent, and I wanted to say hi to you, do I have to pay? or can I just say, "Hey, Brent"?
No, it depends actually. In Phoenix, where Frances did her video, had her video played. They let people say hi, but it was based on what the artist or the celebrity what they wanted. So if they had time and you could say hi, they wanted to allow you to do that, then you could. But most of the time, they do charge for autographs.
Okay.
So and maybe selfies as well.
All right. Well, here we go. The next one. And shout out to my guy, everyone for being here, everyone liking the chat. I really appreciate you guys. This is when the Black Ranger joined the stream. This is the clip that everyone's talking about that maybe I know Cheyenne said she didn't see. Let's go to it. And shout out to Walter for actually having some big balls to do this, because it was great. It was a great moment in streaming history. However, I've yet to get him for an interview, and he said he wanted to go in places that do bigger platforms, Brent, as he told you.
That's what he told me, but all the interviews he's doing, they have a smaller platform than you do. So.
Exactly. Hold on. Let me give you the full screen. Can you say that one more time, Brent? He said he wanted to do bigger platforms than mine. But I'm looking at the previous interviews. These guys, I have a bigger platform. I'll just say that. What do you say about that?
You do, and your facts over feelings, and that objectivity is very. It drives people away for some reason. It doesn't drive me away because
I know you got the facts. Now
I got the facts.
Before we go forward, Nathan E used his free membership super chat where he said, "Hey, what about when you took Walter Jones away from his other paying fans when he appeared on here? What does that say about you, Brent?"
Oh boy. I did not take away from his paying fans. There was I waited for them to finish. If you watch the whole clip, I waited for them to finish, and they didn't mind. Those fans didn't mind. And Walter, he didn't mind either. He did not want to appear on camera. I don't know if you remember. He did not want to be on camera. He was very hesitant. He told me to put the camera away. But then when I told him about what Frances said about him, and I mentioned the Dollhouse thing, it took him by surprise because he thought that your channel had access to the inside story. He thought maybe you were there or something. Someone was there, and it ended up being Frances. So that caught his attention, and he wanted to go on, and he was willing to make a brief appearance.
And he did. And I appreciate him for doing that. But yeah, if you want to come on here, if Walter is out here watching, can you stop tapping on the table? Are you tapping on the table?
Tapping on the table.
There's something clicking that keeps going on.
Oh, it's the box. Okay,
yeah. All right. Please stop typing the box. If Walter wants to come on the stream, we could do a fandom ad. We could do that. We could promote his song. But we also going to have some questions about back in the day that we need to address. Okay, so look, we could do 5 minutes on your fandom and song, but then we really want to get to nitty gritty. We really want to get some answers out of you, nail you down on some things, if you will. But the platform is definitely open to him. And if he just come, look, I'll come on, but I only want to do the fandom ad and maybe 2 questions. I might be thirsty enough to take that shit. I might be thirsty. But all right, man, you got me. You drive a hard bargain. But anyway, let's get into him popping up on stream. I would love the interview because he after I did that Black Ranger thing and I learned so much about him. He rose up in the ranks for Rangers for me. He rose up in the ranks. But Annie came on stream and talked a little ish. So here we go, guys. For all you guys who missed it, we were to give you guys a backstory. I'm doing my stream. Brent's at a con. He's like, yo, I'm about to talk to Walter right now. You want to see if I can get him up? I'm like, hell yeah. And after a little back and forth, he finally came up.
Let me bring him on. Walter, just use my phone. Hey guys, what's up? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm blessed and aware. Hope all things are going well with everybody. Listen, I just want to say this.
Now, look, when he says aware, that means he's aware. That's a term that streamers use to say, hey, I'm aware of you. I'm aware of what's going on. So don't think that this whole aware thing was just him saying hi. It's game recognized game. He knows who the hell I am.
I kind of was made aware of the conversation that was being had. You can't believe everything you hear. Get it straight from the horse's mouth. Don't get it from other people. All right?
Yes.
Peace and love, y'all. Gotta go.
Now, look, I am pissed because I'm like, yo, get it from the horse's mouth. I'm like, bro, it only takes like 2 minutes to clear this shit up. It don't take, that long to clear it up. Now, look at me showing all my teeth. Yeah, I'm saying.
Right.
Anyway, but Brent, what would you like to say about this clip? All right. What would you like to say about this clip?
I'll just say that the fact that he even came on is crazy because he was very opposed to it because he only likes for some reason to appear in certain places for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking.
He wants
what he said. Yeah, he's popular. And what you said on your what you said on your channel caught his attention because I don't think that was what happened between him and JDF. I don't think that was public. That's not in the media. Someone was in that room when it happened. Francis.
Yeah, she
and
said
Francis. I mean,
go ahead.
She was there, but so was Walter. So the question is, this is a good segue. Dust mentioned about why should we trust Walter versus Francis? And that's a very good question. Because I wasn't there, you weren't there, Henry. So why should we take Walter's word over Francis's word?
Well, here's the thing,
or
right?
Francis' word over Walter's.
I'll say this. Well, I would take Francis' word over Walter's word because Francis actually went on camera and said what happened. Walter refuting what happened to you privately. It doesn't have the same weight. Now I get it. He's a Power Ranger. He has the status. He was there, but he won't go on camera and say, yes, this is what happened. Yes, we had a disagreement. Yes, we may have been able to come to blows. This, that, and the third. Since he won't elaborate, I can only speculate that maybe there may be some truth to what Francis is saying. Now, look, you can say, well, Francis is only telling partial story. He's only telling partial story. You got her version and his version, but at least we have her full version. You are the only person that has heard Walter's version. All 50,000 of us has heard Francis' version. So if he wants,
and that's why I have this. If people are interested, if they're in the Atlanta area, they could hear his side of the story. This is a free ticket to Ranger Stop. And you could hear from him what he has to say. And I get it. He's hesitant to say it, while Francis is free she expressed what happened, while he's more hesitant. And that's because the reality is the Green Ranger, look who's on this ticket. It's not the Black Ranger. Who is that?
Who is it?
Which Ranger is that?
Oh, it's the Green Ranger.
It's the Green Ranger. The Green Ranger is by far the most popular Ranger in the Power Rangers out of all the Power Rangers. That's just indisputable. I believe Jason David Frank said that the Green Ranger was his favorite Ranger, not the white one or the red one or the black one. It was the green one. And the popularity of the Green Ranger is astronomical. I was in Arizona at a con and I saw so many Green Rangers there, and Jason David Frank, obviously he wasn't there because unfortunately he passed away, but there were so many Green Rangers there, and there wasn't even one Mighty Morphin Power Ranger at that con, and I saw so many Green Rangers cosplays at that con, and the popularity of the Green Ranger is just unbelievable. And I believe Walter is trying to appeal to those fans, and if he's on camera somehow opposing JDF, that will affect his bottom line. That's just the reality of it.
Okay, all right. So Brent says he's protecting the bag. Before I get to Dust Super Chat, let me tell you how he can handle it. Right? I don't know. Does he have media around him? It's a way to combat something without triggering their fan base. Hey, I love JDF.
But
hey, that was my
all
brother.
of them. It's not just him. It's
they need
Karen Ashley.
Oh, yeah. I know Karen Ashley got smoked for JDF, but there's a way you could do it. Hey, I want to clear some things up before I get into it. Look, I adored JDF. I worked with him. I loved him. He was my brother. I'm upset I missed his funeral. You build JDF up. You build up your relationship. Now, look, our relationship probably wasn't perfect. All right. We may did not see eye to eye on some things, but I know that there's this rumor about the Dollhouse incident that happened. There's allegedly that we came to blows. For the record, yes, this is true. He felt passionately about ABC. I felt passionately about CDF. We spoke. We didn't see eye to eye. It almost got physical. I'm happy it didn't because I would hate to have to, fight my brother. But it didn't come to blows. And then later on, we patched it up. Here's the goddamn video of us hugging right before, JDF is gone. We were cool. We moved past it. But that way, he clears up the whole rumor and he gets his side of the story out. No fan will be angry. I don't see eye to eye with Brent all the time for the most part. But hey, are we fighting? Hell no. Are we like beefing? No. I'm like, hey, look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But hey, I think he should, man up. Come on the damn channel. But anyway, does say Walter might charge for interviews, for videos. A lot of celebrities will charge for an interview. That might be why he didn't want to do it. Look, if he has a fee for it, let me know the fee. I'll see if I can make it back on the replay. Look, guys, you guys see my channel. Shout out to Dust Productions. And I love my Power Ranger crew. Y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm not talking about XQC. I'm talking about Power Rangers. And if you see my content, you see that the XQC content is way more popular. So this is I do it for my passion, just to hang with y'all, because when I didn't have XQC fans, I had y'all. So I would never, ever, ever, ever turn my back on y'all, because look, when XQC go away, I know I'm going to have y'all. And that's why I always set aside time. And trust me, the XQC fans be on Discord talking about, why are you talking about Power Rangers? Why? Because when I didn't have nobody, I had y'all. So from the bottom of my heart, I am thanking y'all. I appreciate this. And look, someone said they'll sponsor. Look, Walter should come on here for free. In all honesty, he's talking about he only wants to do bigger platforms. Look, some of these platforms are great, and I'm not trying to shade anyone. But when I get the promotion behind, if I know he's coming and I got a week to prepare, I will make sure this thing is jam-packed. But that's just what it is. He come on here and he could talk to Tammy. He could talk to other people who came on here. He could talk to Brent to see how it was, because during the connection test, we kind of go through things. We don't go through everything, but I'm like, look, man, if you want to get your point across, I never told Brent not to say anything. I just told him to reword things. Is this true, Brent?
Right.
All right. Yes. So that's all it is. What I'm trying to do is I don't want Brent to leave here and then someone see him at Ranger Stop and they put hands and feet on him because he said some shit that may have pushed someone the wrong way. And I would do the same thing for Walter, but I'm gonna let him know, like, look, you don't have to answer these tough ass questions. There's not gonna be no 10 minutes on fandom, 10 minutes on your new song, and then 2 minutes asking you what you think about the new damn Power Ranger show you was on. It ain't gonna be none of that. I don't care about none of that. I care about the old shit. I care about setting the record straight. So anyway, without further ado, now, Brent, your next thing was the transparency thing, but I don't think we need to play that, do we? We've seen that transparency clip like 1,000,000 times.
Right. So,
and I
transparency.
The way it's set up, I cannot play the 50 to 105. Let me see. Give me a second. Give me 1 second to see if I can play the transparency like you wanted. So he wanted the 50-second. See, Brent is very specific, and I can respect that because at the same time, I am very specific. Is a certain order of operations that I follow. Okay, but we're about to play his transparency clip. You guys probably saw it, It's from 50 to 105. Give me a second. It's hard for me to play it from this live stream because it keeps just going back to the beginning. And actually, it won't even load.
We just know that he says to be transparent, and some people aren't transparent, and giving lectures to people when he should have been looking at himself. So we'll skip it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. The way it's set up on StreamYard, I really can't play that. But we have this back to the Coliseum interview, which was a phenomenal interview, by the way. Man, I wish I could have got a JDF interview before he expired. But man, this Coliseum interview is a gem, guys. If you haven't seen it, if you're a Ranger fan or any type of fan of Power Rangers, you want to go see this shit. I am not playing. So here we are. We got this Ranger interview. How y'all think this stream is going so far? Do y'all like what the things Brent's saying? Do you respect him for just standing on his own too? And we don't have too much more to go, guys. We only got about like 5 more clips, man. Like, Brent, this has been quite efficient. And they got some questions for you at the end, Brent. And something
you skipped the part where he says that there's no original Rangers.
Hold on.
In the 30th.
Based on the updated list you sent me, that's not in here.
No originals.
Nope, that's not in.
Reasons JDF claimed he didn't do the reunion show. He said there were no originals.
Oh, no, man, you got to go check your email, Brent. I'm on top of my game. Where are you at? Where are you at? So here we go. We're about to play this clip right here. This.
That's after. That's after. Okay.
Come on, man. Get your director's notes together, man. Get your directors. This what I got to deal with, guys. You guys said you wanted this, and this is what y'all subject me to, and no one cares. They're like, Henry, I know we wanted, but all right. Now look, we're gonna do this a little bit earlier than.
Earlier?
He wanted it at the 28:53. Sometimes these timestamps be iffy. All right, here we go.
Anyway, we go to Turbo. A lot of cast members never met Heim. Ever met Heim. And I said, I'm hearing a lot of stuff. I said, well, I'm going to be a hero. I'm going to go in and I'm going to tell Heim, hey, you need to get on set. People are kind of talking. No one's ever met you. People are calling me the golden boy. I don't really like it. Go to set and meet everyone. And he said, no, don't have to. And he said, you coming here to get more money? I'll pay you more money. And it offended me. And I said, no, I'm not here for money. And I'm leaving.
Now, this is JDF saying he's not here for money and he's leaving because Heim won't meet people. Now, look, if I do this Karen Ashley thing, he didn't even know who Karen Ashley ass was, and she was all up in the movie showing her teeth.
Because I'm here for a pat on the back.
Right.
That's how I work. I work on a pat on the back. And if you're not going to see the other cast and pat them on the back, I don't want to work for someone with you because I've worked so hard and long, and I feel that that's the least you can do. So I quit. I got quit because I got offered more money. And people don't understand that. But see, I have values, Billy. On the end of the day, I want to rest my head and feel like I'm not sold out. Right. You know what I mean? So when I left, Haim Saban said, if you leave, we'll end up firing everyone in due time. And that was a lot of pressure on me.
Now,
but I feel
that is very manipulative of Haim to say that. But Brent has other things that he wants to say. You want to speak on this, or would you like to go to the next clip, sir?
Sure. It's wrong what Haim Saban did. Absolutely. For him to say that if JDF leaves, then we're going to fire everybody. I mean, Haim Saban has a terrible record in terms of how he treats the other Rangers. There's no secret at that point. At I would say, I think 6-7 Rangers have left by that point. The entire original, besides JDF, the other original Rangers, they're all gone at this point. Karen Ashley is gone, and Steve Cardenas, he's gone at this point as well. So
that's your boy.
He's gone as well. So seven Rangers gone at this point, and you might say, well, maybe one Ranger, maybe they were short-sighted. But 7 of them, when 7 Rangers are leaving, I think Haim needs to look in the mirror and say, maybe I'm the problem. But that's just about Haim. But anyway, besides that, JDF knew what Haim was going to do. if he left, because Chaim made it very, very clear to him, if you leave, everyone's going to be fired everyone's going to be fired. So that if they're fired, then that means they're gone before their contract is up. If their contract is up and the contract is not renewed, they're not fired. The contract is just not renewed, but it's the terms are very specific. They will be fired. So just want to put that out there.
Now we have this next clip where people talk about themselves getting fired. My girls, Catherine, I would never say anything bad about my girl Kat because she's a real one. Sometimes it'd be the people who, who don't look like you, who support you the most. All right, let's go with this from 29. They're about to talk about getting fired.
Different things. And we found out about that we were going to no longer be on the show. How did we find out about it?
Yeah, we found it's an awful story, but Johnny brought a newspaper to the set, and we read that they were auditioning for Power Rangers. And
damn, could you imagine that, guys? You're in a movie and you're on set, and they bring a newspaper and they say, hey, by the way, we're looking for new pink Rangers, yellow Rangers. We need someone who fits this description, that description. You like, but I'm still on the job. You're like, look, it's business.
And it was really shocking. Like Jason Frank had expressed that he wanted to leave. He'd been on the show a long time and he wanted to leave. But we really thought that we would finish out the season. And for whatever reason, I think they were just done with replacing people. They'd replaced Amy Jo, they'd replaced Karen, and then they'd obviously replaced Austin, Thuy, and Walter, and then Steve. And I think they were just like, we can't do that again. Especially, like, I don't think we could have stayed on the show without Jason either. That would have been weird.
Yeah.
So even though it's fine, like that's show business, it just was really cold. It just felt very cold.
Well,
business is always going to feel cold, y'all. Always is going to feel cold. Now we have another clip that he wanted us to get to. And I don't remember this being in our original one. Maybe he do. So some of these guys, I don't even remember. I'm just like, hey, I trust Brent. I see Kat and Nakia. I'm like, they ain't about to be taking off their clothes or nothing. So we good. I'll press play.
It was hurtful because this is our family. We were a family
and protecting one another as well. Yeah.
So,
and I just when we interviewed Steve, which I completely forgot about. I don't know if I knew back then or forgot about it or whatever, but he said that he had asked for a raise for all of us, straight across.
Now look, guys, if y'all guys don't know, anytime someone asks for a raise, since before the first pilot came out, it was a standard protocol that Power Rangers operated off of. Oh, you want a raise? You're fired. That's it. Hey, it happened with the first Yellow Ranger. Hey, I want a raise. There was like, see ya. We got Thuy. We about to bring in Thuy, and we gonna see ya. So I don't even know the audacity. People thought that, things was going to change, but let's hear him out.
And they told him no, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he ended up leaving the show.
Yes.
And that's where I'm talking about, well, we're a family and we were looking out for one another, because he was like, I'm not just coming here for myself. I want all of us to be equal. And it just, it just wasn't happening. But,
okay.
Here's
it's good.
You gotta look, you signed the contract. You know, the contract is the contract. You know what I'm saying? You agreed to this shit. Now don't get mad when you see I'm making billions and I got the Birdman hand rub over there as I'm counting my billions and I'm paying you a couple thousand here and there. Now, that's just what it is. What would you like to say about that, Brent? Your next clip is the No Originals clip.
So regarding this one, Cheyenne brought a good point. Jason Frank has no obligation to stay for the other Rangers. That's indisputable. He has every right to leave. That's not the question. That's not the issue. The issue was if he claims that the reason that he's leaving is because Chaim is not visiting the cast and patting them on the quote unquote patting on them on the back. I think he should have consulted with Catherine or Nakia and Johnny and asked them, is Chaim he's not patting you on the back. and I'm angry and I want to leave because of that. And are you guys upset that Chaim's not patting you on the back? And if they said, no, we're fine. He could say all the mean things he wants. We just want to keep our job. We don't want to share our helmet with other actors, like what happened with the other Rangers. We're fine. We don't have to. Chaim doesn't have to come and pat us on the back. That's not no problem, JDF. If that's the reason why you're leaving, there's no problem with how Chaim is treating us.
You know what I think?
If that's the, yeah.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought, then I'll chime in.
And if that's the issue, if that's the reason why he's leaving, I feel he should have told them. And even if the reason was because Turbo is a sinking ship, I want to leave. He has every right to do that. That's not the issue. But he claims he's about transparency and about holding yourself accountable to a level of transparency. And you can tell your castmates that you're leaving and that will result in them losing their jobs. I think that comes to question as to how much how he respected the other Rangers. Okay. And again, he has every right to leave. He could have said, I hate this job, I'm gone. And nobody has any right to tell him otherwise. But the fact that he used the other Rangers as a reason to leave, as an excuse, and he didn't even talk to them, that shows it's a lack of respect. And I mentioned this to Catherine, and she said the same thing Cheyenne said. Jason, that's not Jason's place to. That's the producer's job to disclose that what's happening. It's not Jason's job. It's not his job. But if you're a quote unquote family, they deserve the right to know that you're leaving and that they're losing their jobs. That's just a basic respect. And
okay, all right, great joke, Alex. Now, here's the thing about meeting Saban. I suspect, I don't know this to be true, and unless we talk to anyone. Could it be possible that they wanted to meet Saban to negotiate a raise, a group raise? Because who cares about a pat on the back? We're adults here, all right? I don't look for my boss to tell me, hey, I did a good job. Now, I may be at a different level, but when I was first starting out, yes, I did want that stamp of approval. Hey, you did a good job. But as I got older, I can care less if people think I did a good job. Now, I'll ask like, hey, is this stream a dub or not? Some people say W. Some people like L, thumbs down, thumbs down. But is that going to make or break me? No. I suspect they wanted to meet him to negotiate more pay. I mean, who cares? I suspect. I don't know for sure. You suspect,
you think, but we're just going off of what JDF is saying.
He quit.
And that's all we can. He quit because Chaim did not meet the cast. That's his word. That's his words.
Yes, that's his words.
And
Chaim said,
we can speculate.
Chaim said, if you quit, I'm going to fire everyone. That's
what happened.
That's very manipulative, though. Don't you say like, hey, do this or I'm going to fire all your friends. I'm going to fire all your buddies. Like, Brent, if you don't do this stream, I'm going to remove all the Power Ranger people from my audience and block them in chat, all because this one person didn't comply with my orders. That's manipulative, but that's how
absolutely is manipulative. But I get why from a business perspective, JDF is the one that's carrying the sinking ship. He is the star, and without him, it's a sinking. It's basically you have to. It's the ratings were already going down. The toy sales were already dipping.
Yes.
From the time that Austin, Walter, and Thuy left, the toy sales started dipping. It's just if you look at the toy sales, that's what happened. And by the time Turbo came around, things were awful in terms of toy sales. So Chaim said that if you leave, I have to fire everybody because it's a sinking ship and
we need a
fresh start. Cut his losses.
San used her membership super chat and she said, the problem is we don't know if they had that conversation or not. We have half the story and no one else is saying anything. I would love to get Chaim up on here, man. I would love to get Chaim to be like, hey, you remember this back in the day? What the hell happened? Would you not meet him? But yeah, I mean, to San's point, she is right. We only get half the story, and sometimes that's the story we have to run with. We only got France's version of what happened with JDF and Walter, and for the most part, that's what we're running with. Brent may run with Walter's version because he heard it from the horse's mouth. So there's that. Now let's go on to JDF saying he's only doing this for the originals, and all the comedians in the chat, I appreciate y'all and y'all jokes. All right, so here we are, where he talks about no originals.
I do love Power Rangers. I just couldn't do the 30th year anniversary because there's no originals. I come from the original show. Amy, right? David, Walter, Austin, Thuy, unfortunately. And so there's no like reunion without the originals, in my opinion. Without Amy, there is no Tommy. So, I love both universes.
All right, so there's JDF saying he didn't do it because there was no originals. All right, no originals. What would you like to say about that, Brent?
That show that he's attending was, I believe it was October 20-something, 2022. Frances would know. She has the schedule. This was in San Antonio. I think it was Big Lick or something in San Antonio Comic-Con.
Okay.
And that was, yeah, something like that. And as you will see in the next clip, they were already filming before he went to that Comic-Con, and him and David were best friends. So for Jason not to know that at least David, I mean, obviously him and Walter weren't best friends, but him and David were close friends. So I'm assuming he would have known that at least David was in it.
Okay.
And for him to say that there were no originals is, I think it's a lie, because how can you be the face of Power Rangers and not know that your best friend is in the show? I mean, you don't have to know the details.
Amy wasn't doing it, according to Francis. That's one thing. And then my guy,
I got money.
Dust, he said he has money. He says sometimes actors are under NDA, which means they cannot talk about private meetings with other cast members or the public. He legally might not have been able to say anything. That's been going on for forever. Yeah, Dust is right on. Sometimes you
don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. Just say that I don't want to do the special because I want to focus on Legend of the White Dragon, and just leave it at that. That doesn't give. I mean, that's the truth? Why does he have to lie to his audience, his fan base? Just because they might be under an NDA, but that doesn't mean give them the right to lie. You know?
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Dust, for dropping that 20 stack donation up in here. But yeah, NDAs are real. NDAs are real. Now, here's the next clip that I would like to share. And it's with Walter, and we got the 27:52 mark. And he's talking about the filming of the filming of the show. And I was in this interview, and Brent got his goddamn question asked. They're like, Brent Pham.
Because I guess I'm looking for information. I'm digging for information, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but it's like, ain't you playing like super chat roulette if they don't even ask your question? Because I know sometimes they don't read super chats, all of them.
It doesn't matter. The money goes to 31.59.
You got two timestamps, so 27:28, and our guy Dust has another thing. He said, I'm talking about why didn't he tell anybody about everyone being fired if he leaves? Why didn't he tell that? That's what he's saying about the NDA, where he couldn't tell them that, hey, I spoke to Haim and he said I was going to get fired. Okay, now I see what he's saying. So Dust is saying that potentially JDF was under an NDA that stipulated any conversations he had with Haim he cannot discuss with other cast members. So if that's true, where he's under the NDA with Haim, he can't tell other cast members that, hey, you guys are going to get fired. because if he tells them, he breaks the NDA. You see what I'm saying now, Dust? I mean, Brent?
But the reason he gave was the pat on the back.
No. We're beyond the pat on the back. This is why did he tell Kat and Nakia? Dust is saying that JDF was potentially under an NDA where any conversations he had with Haim are to stay between him and Haim. So even if you know that Haim is about to fire everyone, you cannot go and say it because of that. You'll be breaking the NDA.
There's ways around it. You could say there are ways to let people know without disclosing the specifics of the conversation. You don't have to disclose. Like, if I'm just saying, if that's actually the case, you don't have to say Haim's going to fire you. You could just say there's other ways around that. So that's my response to that's not his real name, but that's Productions.
Okay, all right.
But we're talking about thinking and feelings. We don't know that, but we're just going about based on what he said, and we're talking. The issue is the pat on the back and that kind. And I find that reason to be how do I say it?
Misleading.
Misleading, because I'm sure Austin, Walter, Thuy, David, Amy, Karen, and Steve. I'm sure they would be okay with.
I knew it was going to happen. Sorry to interrupt you, but Francis said he was under NDA with Haim. It's her.
He was under NDA. So even if he was under an NDA with Haim, there's still ways to let them know.
So Brent's like, I don't give a care. Break the goddamn NDA. You send smoke.
No. I'm not saying break the NDA. I'm saying
catch you something. All right.
I'm not saying break the NDA. What I'm saying is that the reason he gave the pat on the back, that's also an issue. And
all right, let's move on. Let's keep it going. Shout out to my guy, Intensify. Intensify, where your ass been? He said, have you guys seen CJ Robles' interview with the JDF from that convention? He gave a guy with an audience of 300 subs 90 minutes of his time after a 12-hour signing. No one is perfect. JDF did his best. Thank you, Intensify. Why you ain't in the damn members thing? Why you ain't a member, Intensify? But yeah, he's right. Look, JDF, here's the beauty of JDF. And some people may notice, some people may not. With you basically hoeing yourself out to any YouTuber with a microphone, you're going to gain popularity. And it only takes about 20 minutes to shoot one of these online interviews, and then it's going to be for forever. Whereas I've showed you guys plenty of interviews with people whose channels are not even monetized with a JDF interview on there. With a JDF interview. So that is probably something that other Rangers could do, but they probably won't. And Dust is back again, guys. Dust is out here, man. He says NDAs are common amongst actors in shows. If you're not getting paid much by Saban, you're not going to be able to fight a lawsuit for breaking an NDA. Ooh.
So was the NDA only during his time on the show, or was it still ongoing?
Because I want to say they're for life sometimes.
That what he disclosed during that interview, did he break the NDA?
Breaking the NDA. Francis would have to have a copy of an NDA, but typically, like I showed you guys with the Tiger Woods NDA, since if you've been on this channel, you saw his NDA where it said you cannot even acknowledge that an NDA exists. So I doubt that Francis will be showing us any NDAs anytime soon.
Right. So if the NDA is lifetime, we're again, this is our feelings, are what we think. If the NDA was lifetime, then he broke the NDA during that interview. And right?
I would say, yeah, sure.
Yeah, if we're talking if.
All right, let's keep going. Let's get through it.
Sure.
Francis says she ain't saying nothing else because she probably risking some shit. All right, so here is our guy Walter Jones on this. People are coming for your ass with these NDAs. Sounds like, Brent, have you had an NDA? Do you know the laws about that?
You can't. Right, but to respond to her, if the NDA was still in place when he gave that interview, he broke the NDA. So, I mean,
all right, let's keep going.
Okay, let's keep going.
Raise it up high.
Ooh! He said.
Oh, a little bit more. But you want to see him
2752 to 2811.
I don't know what I just did. I can't re-imitate it. I was like, hey,
I like that.
Well, guess what, Walter? That will live in infamy for the rest of history on the internet. 300 years from now, people will look at that and say, "That's how we danced."
You just want me to see his goddamn dance moves? What the hell?
No, that's not the right. 31:50, 31.
31:35.
31:59.
Hold on, let me
31:59.
30. Did I click on the right?
That's the wrong clip.
Okay, yeah. I got you. 31:59. Sorry, guys. That's my bad. 31:59.
So it's all good.
Brent Pham wants to know, when did you start filming Power Rangers Once and Always, and when did you finish filming it?
I believe we started in September.
Mm-hmm.
Right, about September 9th.
You guys went a week. I went a little bit later. You guys were there a couple of weeks before me, I think.
Yeah, it was a month. I think it started in September, maybe September 14th or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was back in time for Halloween.
Yeah. We went right after Paramorphicon. It wasn't long after that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So Brent wants you guys to know that he was perfectly capable of filming the show, right?
Yeah, Walter and David, they were they were filming. They were actually almost finished or were finished by the time JDF said there were no originals.
Okay.
And even I knew that they were in. I didn't know the details of what happened during the show, obviously, because that's private. Obviously, like you don't want to release the plot of the show. That would ruin it for everybody. But
right.
He knew that an original was involved. At least one was involved with the show when he gave that speech in San Antonio. So that's just another example of him not being truthful, because I simply don't believe that the leader or the most popular Power Ranger doesn't know that his best friend David Yost is doing the reunion show. I can't believe it, because JDF has access to more than any of us do. So for him to say that there's no originals, I think it's a lie.
All right, now we're going back to the Coliseum interview, guys. Back to the Coliseum interview. 2752. I'm telling you, this interview was just riddled with gems, riddled with good content. All right, so 2752. And Francis did confirm he only breaks the NDA if he divulges accurate information. So summaries may be okay. I don't know. I never seen it, and I doubt she would ever divulge it, because I know her ass would get sued. And if she showed that damn Haim Saban NDA, I want to copy it and I want to compare it to the Tiger Woods NDA. But anyway,
I mean, you could say he could have suggested other ways, but anyway.
Yeah, all right. Let's move on. We don't need to be belabor that point. 2752.
Don't. But maybe my reasons are different from when I grew up on the streets and growing up. I was just happy and blessed. And I do find it kind of rude in any industry, especially now during quarantine, to complain about life and I wasn't paid proper and I wasn't just be happy and blessed that you got a job and I was so happy and blessed. I was a superhero.
Yeah.
And that's what led me into the show. Now into Turbo.
All right. So he was happy to be a superhero, and whereas everyone else wanted money up front. And I told you about the pitfalls of going for money up front, how it hurts you long term or whatever. And now we got this this thing. We're gonna get through these. I think we only got one more clip, and then I'll drop the link because Francis is ready to come up. This is the last clip of the Brent stream, and then we'll let Francis come speak her piece for a second. And
there's one more thing I want to say. A few things I want to say after this clip. And
Okay, we'll definitely get you in there. We'll get Francis up. You free for 10 to 15 minutes? The timer is on. Let's hear the last thing what JDF is saying.
Earn everyone in due time, and that was a lot of pressure on me. But I feel, and anyone out there, kids or anyone, when you leave a show, please give written notice. When you leave, give written notice, because when people just quit, it makes it very hard for me to work harder. We had to get stunt doubles. We had to get matching shirts. And it just became really hard for me at that time. So I told Saban, I'm going to leave with decency. I'm going to leave with integrity. And I'm going to pass the torch to whoever you want me to pass it to.
Sure.
And it's not.
Now he's talking about
bad boys. What you gonna do?
He's talking about.
No, he's not only talking about ASJ.
He's talking about Walter. He's talking about Thuy.
He's talking about David Yost. He's talking about, I believe those are the only 4 that walked off.
Okay.
Amy Jo was the only one out of the originals that gave advance notice. And I find this very, I talked about this with you privately during our dry run. I find this very disrespectful to the other Rangers because they stood up for something. And I understand the other side of wanting to stick it out to increase your brand. And I felt like Thuy, with doing her autographs for free during all those like mall signings, I feel like she felt that way as well, but she was willing to stand up for what she believed in. Same with David Yost. He wasn't going to put up with people calling him curse words because of his sexuality, and for him to walk off. Because I feel David Yost had the same mentality as JDF in terms of not wanting to share the helmet with somebody else. He wants his brand. He wants his Blue Ranger to belong only to him. And I feel that's why he wanted to stay. But I feel like how the producers treated him was so bad, he was willing to stand up against them and just walk off the show. And I feel like JDF, even though he left because Heim didn't want to pat people on the back. I mean, that's his words. That's all we can go off of. Because the pat on the back excuse, these people, his former co-stars, they took a stand for something, and I feel like he disrespected them. And for him to claim, for Francis and Bound to some to claim that he fought for equal pay, that may be very true. Like in private, there might be evidence that he's fighting with emails and stuff, but I feel like it doesn't hold the same weight because he didn't even want to do the show in the first place. Because as we now know, he wanted to focus on Legend of White Dragon, which is his right, and that's his right to do so. But for him to put down the to shade them like that, I just question whether the fair pay, whether it's true or not. I mean, Walter and Karen said they didn't know they didn't even know
that he was fighting for him. I got you.
Talking about.
Okay.
Right. And for him not to disclose that to them, that he's fighting for equal pay for them, which is very dangerous because when it comes to Power Rangers and more pay, you see the consequences of people asking for more pay. What happens?
We have Francis in the back for you too. She's waiting.
Okay. So I just want to say that Dust and Francis brought up the point. Should we trust Francis's word or Walter's word? And we weren't there, so we don't know, but we have to look at his history of how he treated the other Rangers and how he viewed them. And now she's here, so let me disclose what Walter told me. So
I'll drop her down. Go ahead.
So what Walter told me was Walter has no issue with JDF giving free autographs. When Francis says she can't tell you what you do on your show, that's exactly what JDF did. Basically, what JDF, according to Walter, what he told me was JDF would give an autograph and say, go to Walter's table, he'll give you get a free autograph. And I feel if considering JDF claims, or his inner circle claims, that he's all about fair pay for everyone, for him to say that Walter is giving free autographs when Walter makes it very clear he's not, it's kind of disrespectful. And
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's.
I agree wholeheartedly. If I am at
totally
work
disrespectful
and I'm charging $50 an autograph, and someone says, "Hey, come to my booth, I'll sign it for free," I'll be like, "Yo, what the? Hey, you know, ain't no free autographs over here." But let's get Francis. This is Brent's. It goes Karen, Ashley, then Francis.
Love of my life.
Okay. Hello, Francis. How are you?
Hi, everyone.
So, what did you think of some of the points that Brent was making? Please keep your emotions in check, please.
Actually, I thought I was gonna lose my cool. My son's toy. I thought I was gonna lose my cool, but I didn't. I wouldn't. Let's go all the way to the beginning. Well, first of all, Brent, for someone that's facts over feelings, you said I feel, I think a lot. I feel, I think are feelings. They're not facts. Now, let's go back to the beginning of the whole Walter thing. I don't know what. I never mentioned cops. You said that I mentioned cops. I said,
yes,
I'm
you
a
did.
girl. No, I did not. You played the clip, and not once in the clip did I say cops. So you could go back to your clip. Go back to your clip.
Now, guys, I do recall you may have mentioned in security getting free autographs for working the event.
No,
he's talking about the argument. Again. I said, I heard the clip. The clip said, I'm a girl. I'm by myself. I don't know what's going to happen if they fight. I can't stop them. That's what I said. I never mentioned police because I'm not a snitch. That's one. But you can, if you wanna show me where I said cops,
we don't have
wrong. I apologize.
I want the okay. He's apologizing just if she said cops,
but I didn't. But dropped. Then there's another thing that is very. You know, Walter said, hear it from the horse's mouth. I am the horse's mouth. I was there. And unlike him, I speak facts. And when I say I speak...
She did it to us.
Sorry, someone called me. When I say I speak facts, it's because I have it recorded. There's a recording of the conversation, of the argument. There's a whole recording that's. I'm so sorry. My work is someone at my job is calling me. There's a recording that it's like 45 minutes long, and that's how long the argument was, over an hour. So that's one. Then you mentioned that clip. The Coliseum interview was in 2017. That clip that you showed from 2012 was before the interview. And let me tell you the story. I didn't know Jason at that time. Or I knew him, but I wasn't his assistant at that time. And yes, Jason was super swamped at that show. New York Comic Con offered him an hour at a table when he couldn't even put his name. He couldn't even put like Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, nothing. And when he was walking with Tammy, he was like, yo, whose line is this? So long, all these people. He didn't know it was his line. You can tell in that video that it was a cluster. It was probably one of his first big shows ever. He didn't have the training that he had throughout the years. In fact, after that was that he said, there's no way, it looks so bad. Tammy handling money, all these people yelling about money. He hated that. And anyone can vouch, people that have volunteered at the shows can vouch that he would never post a price. He would never tell people, oh, have your cash out. I couldn't even mention like have money out and ready, nothing. The only thing I can mention is have your cameras out and ready. When I feel like I know that when he meant, oh, I don't charge, is that he never pressured anyone to buy. You didn't have to buy at his table. If you didn't have money, you could still meet him. And you, Brent, as I'm sure you've gone to how many shows? A lot. You can probably see that a lot of actors won't meet you if you don't buy anything. He was never like that. That's why he says, I never charged. He gave free autographs. He had little cards, either Legend of the White Dragon or Train Me. He would sign that for free. That's what he meant. It was not an obligation to buy at his table. Ever. Okay. It was never an obligation.
All right.
Now, I can't talk about the 30th anniversary because I can't talk about it. It's obvious why. But if you hear again what he said, he's like, Amy's not there. Let's think. What he meant, maybe he said it wrong, is the whole cast wasn't going to be there. Austin was definitely not going to be there because of his legal issues. Amy had said no. And at some point, David was on the rocks because Amy wasn't going to do it. So it was, all the originals weren't there. And yes, they started filming before, but I can't even say anything. I can't even say what I was going to say.
You know she's under NDA, guys. She's under a strict NDA. So that's why she can't even say anything. What do you say to all that, Brent? I know she gave you a lot, and I'm sure she probably has more to give you later on. But what do you say to that?
Okay, so first of all, obligation is different. If you look at what he said, I don't charge anything. He's not saying I'm forcing you. When you go to my table, you have to buy something. That's not what he was saying. When you charge something, you have a price that you at your table. And clearly, based on the pictures, the video, he was charging. Now, obviously, if you go by his table, you don't want to buy anything. That's obvious. You don't have to buy anything. But he did charge. Okay. All those people in that line. All those people in that line.
It's still your interpretation of what he said. And I interpret it one way. You interpret it another way. I interpret it because I know as his employee, as the person who handled the purchases and the thing, that's when I see that, I hear what he did. He did not force to charge. Yes, if you want an autograph, of course. If you have 25,000 toys and you want to get 25,000 toys and you're willing to pay for it, yes, he's gonna take it. At the end of the day, it was also a job, just like it's everyone else's job. Just that he had the leeway to be like, you could come and not purchase. You know how many people came? There was a man once that had 28 toys or 25 or something like that, and only had enough for 15. Guess how many he signed? All of them. He didn't have to. What he meant is he didn't have the obligation to have to charge, because a lot of these people, and I'm talking about all actors, not only Power Ranger actors, go on guarantees and they have to meet that guarantee. So then they're pressured by the con to make that guarantee. If you go to a show and you don't make that guarantee, you're not going to be asked again. Then that promoter is going to go and tell another promoter, well, this guy, I got him, but he didn't make his guarantee.
Oh, so that's why she's dropping business facts.
Jason pushed away from guarantees because he didn't want that. He didn't want that pressure. He wanted to do what he wanted to do. There was a show that I remember that he got so upset at the con people because the con people were yelling prices and telling prices, and they were like, "No, do not say prices. Wait, they have to wait for her to get to me." He didn't want, because the minute you hear, oh, it's 40 for an autograph and you don't have 40, guess what's going to happen? You're going to leave that line. So he really didn't.
Damn, you're breaking down the business, y'all.
He didn't get guarantees. He didn't like it. The only, like I said it before, the only way he would get a guarantee is if it's like a foreign country that he didn't want to go and, like, you know what I mean? These people had to make money. The con had to make money. So he would take a guarantee because that's the only way the con would let him come.
Okay.
But there are shows like in Guatemala that he didn't charge anything, and he made the promoter give everybody back their money, and he did the show for free because the promoter was charging $5, and he was like, I already told my fans it's free. It's going to be free. That's it. So, like, yes, you have your interpretation, but I know him, and I know the business aspect of him. So when he says, I still don't charge anything, I know what he meant. And that's that there was no pressure, no force. You could meet him for free, just like if you could meet him if you paid. And not a lot of these actors can say that.
Ooh, mic drop.
But I do see what you mean, and that's your feeling on the situation. But don't say that they're facts. They're your feelings and the way that you're interpreting the the interviews. Yes, maybe he should have been more open, but he's not there to talk business. He wants to tell the fans what they want to hear. They want to hear the stories and the drama. That's what people want to hear. But I assure you, no other ranger will go and tell you any of these things like that, because they don't want you guys to know the business aspect of it all.
Oh, Francis, I think you're giving up too much. Give your microphone a break before it catch on fire over there. Look, whatever Brent said, he got her riled up. I'm sure later on the night they're gonna have some fun and take off some stress. But before we get to Brent's response to all that, let me shout out to our member Freddie, who says, Francis, could you legally show us a detailed verbatim behind the Saban NDA so we can understand why certain things simply can/could not be said? She said no. She said no, guys. And shout out to Simply Melissa. She comes in and Miss Melissa, why you in the goddamn army, girl? Where you been at? Melissa be biting people's heads off. She said, Team Francis, I lost my membership somehow. You lost it because you ain't re-up, girl. You like, I was waiting on Dust to give me another one. All right, Brent, you have the floor.
There might be an interpretation. You might interpret, but at the end of the day, it's his responsibility to convey his message properly. If he believes, if I have no issue, let me be very clear again. I have no issue with giving free autographs when you decide that you want to give it, because only the fan benefits. That's probably the most important thing. That there's no issue. Let me make that very clear again. But if anyone says I don't charge, how do people interpret that? That means that you're not going to be charged money if you want autograph, no matter who you are. There's no discrimination, and that's basically what he said.
But if you think about it, Brent, if you ask all these fans that have received thousands and hundreds of free things, they'll be like, we understood what he said. You don't understand it, maybe because either you're not a fan or you're just sticking to that one point. But I can tell you, if Henry were to drop a stream right now and say, everyone that got a free autograph for JDF, come into the stream and tell your story, it would be packed, because there are so many people. There are people in the airports, people everywhere got free stuff from him. And yes, okay, it is his job to be clear, but so it's also everybody else's job to be clear. Because if we're going to pinpoint at JDF, who's gone, who can't really defend himself, then all the other Rangers that have lied and that have said things not correctly or have misconstrued certain things, then they should be on this pedestal as well. Because Austin has said a lot of crazy things. Karen has said a lot.
But we're not talking about
Walter
him.
has says a lot of crazy.
Yes, we are. Look, here's
that are lies. So they're all liars. If you want to say that JDF is a liar, then they're all liars.
We've all have lied, but the focus is on JDF.
I'm gonna do a stream on Henry. Next up, Power Ranger live stream. Let's all talk. Let's all bring them out.
Let's bring them all out.
They might actually agree to do the interviews.
They might actually agree to do the interviews. And shout out to our guy who donated, Juan Portillo.
That's you.
Who sent the $6 on the Cash App, and he said, love the content, bro. Thank you, Juan Portillo. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone who donated to today's members only stream. I figured y'all wanted this. Now you got it. And we got two of the heaviest hitters that come on this live stream and talk ish and drop facts and cam up, because everyone else is too goddamn scared.
I do agree. Brent really roused me up. He got me out here with no makeup on. Nobody wants to get out on stream and fight him like I do. Well, it's different because I have a little more insight than he does. It doesn't matter what they tell him. They were going to tell him what he wants to know.
Lux didn't spill the tea.
But everyone else should do it too.
I agree. I appreciate y'all Anything else you like to add, Brent? Did you think this was a pleasant experience doing your Brent stream? How would you rate the experience? I'm gonna drop Frances down for 2 minutes, and then we're gonna bring her back up. And shout out to Frances. I think I am the man of her dreams. Maybe she'll tell you, maybe not. All right, so go ahead, Brent.
So there's also people that were charged. JDF charged them. I've spoken to them at the Netflix promo. They were charged, but they were given like a package deal.
Okay.
So he did give a free one, but he charged them initially because he has to make money. I'm sorry. Like, you can't expect any actor or celebrity to work for free. That's unreasonable.
All right.
But if you want to talk about interpretation and try to wiggle your way out of criticism like that, because that's what it is. Like if I say I have a bunch of, I don't know, computers, desktop computers, and I said I'm not charging for these, and you came up to me and says, "Oh, Brent, I want this one. You said you weren't charging. I'll just take it." And I said, "Oh no, I'm only not charging for people when I feel like it."
Okay. All right.
That's it's misleading.
All right. So
false advertising.
If you could sum up this whole stream in 1 minute, and then we'll bring up Frances, what would you like to say, Brent? That JDF charges, he's hypocritical.
Yeah, I feel like this was it was a very interesting experience, actually, because I didn't expect this to blow up. I didn't expect people to even want to hear what I wanted to say. Like, now that like people like Shawn Riha, who was excited to hear about what I want to hear, now she's like, let it go. I'm like, you're the one that wanted to hear from me, and now I mean, come on now. But anyway, I feel like Walter deserves some respect, and you want to say that he's lying? I mean,
I can't wait till she drops the proof. She's going to drop it at some point. I know she is.
She should, because Walter was. I don't want to disclose our whole conversation because he made it very clear that.
Hey, Brent.
Tell the whole truth all the time.
Tell the whole truth. He said to hear from the horse's mouth. So I mean,
you won't come on
your fans, your viewers would get very upset with me if I said what he told me. It would be. I'm probably getting a lot of hate anyway, but if I were to disclose what he said, it wouldn't contribute anything in terms of the stream.
All right.
So I feel like it's very unnecessary to say it because people are going to get more pissed off. They're going to say, "Oh, he's a flat earth or whatever." So I don't feel it's very necessary.
Okay, let's get Frances back up here. Frances,
I'm going to reserve what I want to say because if you're going to say what Walter said, no one's going to be mad at you. They're going to be mad at Walter because you didn't say it. Walter said it. So technically, you can say whatever you want to say. At the end of the day, people are probably, when I release the video, people are not going to be very happy either with things that were said. So, I mean, I don't care what people think about me. I really don't. But I am a facts over feelings girl, and I have the facts.
And I know she has the video that is going to come out. So first off, let me announce some donations, and then I got a question for Brent. Shout out to my guy Dust Productions, who says, without proof, it's just one word against another. That's how I feel about it. And that's a good feeling to have. And shout out to my guy G Factor in the building again with another donation. Appreciate you. But what's going to happen, guys? I think Frances does plan on dropping a video at a certain point in time. And I may know that certain point in time. But what happens if she drops said video and it contradicts what Walter said, Brent? How will you feel about Walter then? Will you call him out on it? Will you still keep his Funko Pop? How about that? And I'm going to get to your super chat next, Sam.
I would keep his Funko Pop because I would, if I were to get JDF's Funko Pop, I would also keep it as well. So it's not like I would throw it away because
Brent, I'm going to send you a JDF Funko Pop. I'm going to send you a Funko Pop.
Peace offering, if you will.
But I do have a question for you, Brent, after you read some.
Yeah.
After this. Read your super chat.
let's look. We got to put some respect on our donors' names, okay? Because I'm doing this shit pro bono, and they paying me for it, so I appreciate it. A lot of people wouldn't be doing things pro bono out here. You know what I'm saying? No. I said you need to talk it up. Well, saying she emotional right now. The sentence structure is. I know she could do better than this. No. I said you need to talk about it, but now that we're doing this, let it go during other streams. Get it right, Brent. What say you? And then we're gonna go to the community tab to see what other questions people had for you, Brent. But go ahead, Brent.
Sure. I mean, I never really. The only reason I'm speaking out about this is because of the request, and I obliged. It's not like I was demanding a Brent stream or an emoji.
Every stream you talk about Jason.
He has a bone to pick with Jason. We know it.
Right. And every Power Ranger stream, because So, but
even when it's not about him,
that's what's.
Yes, even when it's not about JDF, Brent has brought up JDF to bait you.
Yes,
guys.
because in the chat, I have absolutely, and
stand on it, Brent. So, that's what I'd like to see.
Are you letting it go? That's what she wants. That's what she wants to know.
After today, will you let it go, Brent? Now that you've got to speak your piece, I've lent you my platform to get all your thoughts about JDF. Can we expect you to let this go for future streams to come? I know this seems like I was giving you a platform, but this really was an intervention.
This was an intervention. Okay.
Brent.
Yeah, like if the topic, if nobody mentions him, I don't go on your other XQC and start mentioning JDF. That's not what I do. I mean, if you look at the other shit, I don't do that. But if the topic comes up, if the topic comes up, then of course I'm going to speak about it.
All right.
If it doesn't, but if it's not I'm not going to say out of the blue. Of course not.
So to answer the question, it's no. He's not going to let it go. You bring up JDF, he's coming with smoke every time. Is that fair?
If there's something regarding him and the other Rangers and of course,
he's not letting that shit slide. He's not letting it slide.
Sure, yeah, but this notion that I just bring him up out of the blue is absolutely. I would never. No, I've never done that before. So
all right. So to answer your question, saying no, he's not letting it go.
It's a no, but she's making it seem like I bring it up. I'm the one that's bringing it up, which is
all right. We're about to go to the community questions right after Francis poses this question. Oh, she got to go.
Sure. No, I did pose a question. If he's going to let it go.
Don't put your goddamn son on the damn stream.
I won't. But my question was he going to let it go?
Okay, so he said no. So now you got to go be a mom. Try not to dream about me tonight. All right, we'll see you. All right, bye. Shawn Riha, we got 1 minute for Shawn. Then we got to go to then we have to go to community questions. Go ahead, Shawn.
I don't know you from Adam, Brent, but you said what sums up a hater. And I'm going to be quite honest. I see both of you guys' opinion on stuff. But the fact is, every time that you get a chance, you're throwing dirt on somebody's name that ain't here to defend herself. Like I said, I don't know you from Adam. And I thought that this stream was going to be good because I thought you had a great mind for this, to be respectful towards you and keep it PG. But, basically, you always have something bad to say about Jason David Frank, but when it comes down to everything, it seems like that you're back in ASJ, and it's like, why don't you just let it go and be the bigger man? Even if you have a bone to pick with Jason David Frank, won't you just let it go? He's not here to defend himself. It's been like a long time ago, and it's like you do everything you can to throw dirt on a man that's not even here anymore. Like, what are you going to accomplish with anything like that?
Okay, Brent, you have the floor. Answer the question.
Oh, so he's calling me because he's calling me a hater, right? That's basically what he's
a hater. He said he's not letting it go. Brent already said he's not letting it go, Shawn.
I get that.
Go ahead.
I get that you're not going to let it go. But, what are you accomplishing? And my question to you and I'm asking you 100% respectful. My question to you, what are you accomplishing by throwing dirt on somebody's name that's no longer here? You know, your facts are your facts. You see things one way, you know, that's your opinion. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you say, how can we believe Frances over her opinion over Walter's opinion or whatever? But for people to say that we got to hear from the horse's mouth. Look, Frances is too beautiful to even call her horse, bro. So, you know, the whole thing is, you know, respect. I'm trying to be respectful to everybody in the chat. Like I said, I don't really know you too much, Brent, and I thought it was going to be a great idea, wonderful idea that you got a stream. But you're the way you're handling things, it's been like a decade, long time ago. You know, I'm not going to come at you with JDF stuff because I'm going to be respectful. But I feel like you're not accomplishing nothing by basically still, it's making you seem like a hypocrite by always, every time you get a chance, you throw dirt on the guy's name.
Okay. All right, Shawn, you've made your point. And we're going to let him answer the question, and I'm going to drop you down, Shawn. But thank you for coming up, man. I appreciate you. And thank you for messaging me too. Appreciate that. All right. Go ahead, Brent. So what do you say to the people who say you gain nothing from shitting on JDF?
I'm not looking to gain anything.
Okay.
I don't know what people, the reason why I quote unquote shit on him, or that's what people they say, is because you're showing me something?
No, go ahead. Keep talking. I'm just setting up for the next segment. The questions from people wanted to know about you.
Okay, so they're asking me what I want to accomplish. I'm just airing my disagreements with him and what he did, and I feel like the reason why I was compelled to make this stream, whereas before I would be very hesitant to do so, because Henry, we talked about this privately. I watched the 30th anniversary, and Thuy was she was my favorite ranger, and I probably go on too long to elaborate, but basically, to sum it up, I felt like JDF coming after people like Walter Jones like this, and for me interacting with Walter, this is, as Frances said, this is his livelihood, and for her to, without proof,
I get what you're saying, and Brent,
without proof to smear his name like that, it's not okay. And this person, this Walter, he stood by my favorite ranger. Walter was not my favorite ranger. He was just the guy who just dancing around. Like I found him funny, but he was never my favorite. Thuy was my favorite, and she was an inspiration for me. And Walter, he made a sacrifice. Like, people shit on him all the time. He was short-sighted. He should have done the movie for more exposure. That criticism is valid, and he knew that. But he knew that he wanted to do the movie, and he made a sacrifice that I'm going to walk off at the same time as Thuy because we're going to make a statement, and that's it's a good thing. And people say, "Oh, why? Just get over it." Like, this guy has a family, and for him to, and he's working his butt off at cons, and I see him at these cons. He's constantly changing the pictures, trying to get people to get his autograph so he can get more money. And the other stuff, like we talk about, like the gossip, like the legal thing with ASJ, or the other issues with Walter. Those issues, those issues are between fans. But the fact that Frances, without proof, would go out and say that Walter just came up to JDF because JDF was giving free autographs, and Walter was somehow jealous.
Okay. All right, Brent.
That's why I come up here, not because I have some beef. So Shawn and all these.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Finish it up.
And for people like Shawn to say that you need to get over, like I don't go on here and talk about JD, like bring it up. I mean, but the thing is, what Francis said about that meeting or that con in Cincinnati, that's very I don't want to say it's slander because it's not slander, but it's kind of like Walter is at a con every week.
Okay.
And for her to say that affects his income, and it is not right for her to say that without proof.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna get Francis up, and then we got to answer these goddamn questions people want to know about you. All right, Francis.
Gotta be quick because the baby's next to me. But I still don't get what I said wrong, other than that they argued over free autographs, which is the truth. They argued over free autographs. There was an argument that doesn't take anything from Walter. Just the same way Austin's legal problems don't take anything off from the character. The character is the character. I don't care about anything else. Now, you want to talk all this stuff. Thuy was your favorite. But let me tell you a Thuy story that Jason told me, and like literally broke my heart because it's really sad. So when everyone left, they went to the peace conference. Jason said that at some point they went out to celebrate a deal or a movie, something like that, with Haim Saban and them. And he's like, well, we went to this restaurant and, I'm here, like we're celebrating. And I look up to my server and my server was Thuy. And he's like that he was so mortified and he felt so bad that he was like, he couldn't even see her. He had to leave. He asked Haim Saban to leave the restaurant so that Thuy wouldn't be their server. So this all goes back to Haim Saban not knowing his staff, not knowing his actors. Like it really broke his heart, and he couldn't even attend her funeral. He was so hurt from her death. His brother had just died in April. Then Thuy died in September. So what? 5 months after his brother's death. So it's not that he disrespected and didn't care about his colleagues. He did. It was just and like, you know what I mean? If I have to choose between colleagues and my family eating, my family's eating. Unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen. So he valued his people, but there are people that, things happen. They're a dysfunctional family. They go up and down. They could be good one day and bad another. I know him and Walter. That was in 2014. That argument. They made peace with themselves. Obviously, there's a video of them hugging. There was, people fight and people get back together, and that's life. It's not like you shouldn't dwell on something that happened in 2014 or, that's over. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to put them in the screen. That it's things that are over almost 20 years ago. 10 years ago. That's all I had to say.
All right. Thank you, Francis. All right. That was great. She cleared some things up. Now let's get into these questions that y'all got for Brent and try to do 30 seconds or less, Brent, because my daughter going to be calling in any minute. Thank you, Francis, for coming up. Try not to dream about me tonight. All right. Appreciate that. All right. So JDF challenged Austin to an MMA fight multiple times. If Austin had accepted, who do you think have won the fight, Brent?
JDF.
All right. Question answered. G Factor says, why you're a fan of Austin when he's a storyteller bad boy. Now tell me what you said about Austin St. John in the private thing about his storytelling.
Okay, so I always viewed Austin as kind of like a not a liar per se, but kind of like an exaggerator. So he's a type, like the typical leader, like egotistical leader, like they could be cooking something and they would overcook and all the steam would come up. And then he'd be like, oh, I need to put down the steam to save the neighborhood. And he actually joked about this on his Instagram. I think I mentioned it to him at a con, and then he actually made a joke about it. I don't know if it was because of me or because of somebody else, but yeah, he actually made a joke about it. And Cheyenne says he's a liar. I'm not not here to discuss on stage, but even if he's lying, that does not mean that
exaggerate.
Absolutely.
All right. So Schedule P wants to know, when is Brent running for president? Can we expect you on the 2024 ballot?
What? No.
Okay.
Politics is very corrupt, and yeah, so I wouldn't not be interested in that.
Dust says, what was the best Power Rangers series and why?
So like MMPR, Zeo, and Turbo, all those. He's talking about that?
Yeah, what was the best Power Rangers series?
That's a tough one because I only got season 1 in the movie, so I didn't get to see season 2 or season 3 in completion. I would see them only when they turn on TV, so it's tough to say because
so by default,
I would turn off the TV. I would turn off the TV. Like I would not watch when they would do like the morphing scene because I had a thing about the dinosaur, the Tyrannosaurus always had to be the leader because at that time, Jurassic Park, Barney, all of them were T-Rexes. And when you're 3-4 years old at that time, you're not thinking about the business aspects. You're thinking about the T-Rex being the biggest one. So it would be MMPR, but
it's MMPR.
Because I didn't watch those other 2 seasons. So MMPR, yeah.
All right. So what did you think when Aisha was sent back to Africa?
When she was sent back to Africa, I thought it was a slight towards her because I'm assuming she wanted more pay. She was complaining about the work conditions, and that was just a way to slight her without. And when there's claims of racism, they'll just say, "Oh, that's part of the script." But I thought it was. I think it's racist.
Okay,
no doubt about it.
All right. Nathan says, for Brent, what was your first Power Rangers memory? Mine was wanting the Blue Ranger figure, and my parents everywhere trying to find one. This was back before the internet. Please stop trying to prove a point. I thought this was a question. When was your first Power Rangers memory? How about just answer that one?
Oh my God. This was
I didn't screen these.
I remember the dishes and the Mega season 1. That was probably my first memory. Yeah, and there was like the villain I remember is like that pig that kept eating everything.
Okay, the pig.
Yeah, and then the other question that he posed.
It was
stop
just
trying to prove a point. That's not a question, is it? That's just a statement. Okay, well, I'll respond to that as well. So I'm not trying to prove a point. Basically, Walter was disrespected in my opinion, and I just had to say something. So.
All right. Last question. From Cheyenne, the lovely Cheyenne. Hopefully she's still in the chat. Ain't nobody gonna skip you, girl. I got you. She says, how old were you when you first became a fan of Power Rangers, MMPR? What was it about Power Rangers that you think had such an impact on our generation? And some, of course, everyone. Will you? God damn, Cheyenne!
Oh my God.
Well, look, let's give her some just due. She's donated a lot to this channel. Let's give it all, but we only gonna answer the first 2 questions. Will you stop hating on JDF? Hold on, let me get through her whole thing. We're gonna put some respect on her name. She's here all the time. She's a big fan of the show. She supports the content. Okay. Let me put some respect on my name. Put some respect on her name. Hold on. Will you stop hating on Jason David Frank as he is no longer here to defend himself, dear? Did you ever dress up as a Power Ranger for Halloween as a kid? Which one? What is the most you ever paid for a Power Ranger con meeting? Do you collect any of the toys, action figures, and which is your favorite? Would you ever collect any of the 90s Power Rangers fashion dolls of the Yellow Rangers? Do you think Power Ranger fandom will be as long-lasting as some of the other comic characters? And where do you want the U.S. story to continue? Do you read any of the Power Ranger comics? And will you be buying Amy Jo's one? Thanks for answering her whole goddamn essay. She just wants your whole life. All right, so let's give her like the first 2 or whatever else you want to answer out of there.
Okay.
When did you become a fan?
4 years old.
4 years old.
The VHS.
Okay.
What was about the?
What about Power Rangers do you think has such an important impact on our generation?
The strong personalities, which were lacking. The original cast so special because they were all strong in their unique ways. JDF, Austin, Amy, Joe, Tweed, David, Walter, they all had strong personalities, and they were lacking. Those personalities were lacking in the subsequent versions, and that's why the fandom went down.
Did you ever,
in my opinion?
All right. Did you ever dress up as a Power Ranger for Halloween?
No. You skipped the question. Okay.
I'm not. We already know you're never letting this shit ride. You're gonna be 50 years old talking about JDF charge for goddamn signatures, and it's all good. That's your part. What is the most you ever paid for a Power Ranger con meeting?
A con meeting?
Yes.
An autograph? You mean not like this?
Sure. The most
this,
you ever paid for Power Rangers. If you don't want to ask
in one sitting, I would say Austin St. John, because I was afraid that this was in March. I paid probably the picture, the Funko Pop, and the Zeo one. Even though I don't remember him in Zeo, I only bought the Zeo one because there was rumors that he was a helmet head, and it's not true because he was brought back for Zeo. So I bought that picture as well. So 180.
Okay, 180, guys. Would you ever collect any Power Rangers fashion dolls or Power Rangers?
This like Funko? Funko counts, right?
That's a yes. Do you think Power Ranger fandom will be long lasting as some of the other comic characters? And where do you want the U.S. story to continue?
I'm surprised it's lasted this long.
God damn, he has no faith. Okay,
I'm surprised. Like it's a money because people like the fighting and stuff, but I feel like the personalities are gone. There was this one guy from Operation Overdrive. His name is Dwayne Cameron. He's at all these cons, and I never see people want to get his autograph or anything. And it's kind of like the personality. It's not there, but they keep.
Hey, baby. How did you enjoy dancing today? I saw you dancing.
Where? You was not there.
I know I wasn't, but Daddy love you, and I love your doll. Did you eat dinner yet?
I'm eating this.
What you eating? Chip? Rice? All right. Well, look, Daddy love you.
No, we gotta talk about my day.
Okay. All right. Give me 2 minutes, guys. Let's talk about your day. What happened, baby? What'd you do today?
Look at this.
I see your doll. What did you do today?
What?
All right. Nothing else you want to share? Anything else you want to share? I love you. I miss you. I'm going to see you on Wednesday.
I'll see you on Wednesday.
All right. So let me talk to you later, baby. Hit the button. Daddy love you.
No, don't hit the button.
You hit the button.
No.
Okay, you just going to keep talking to me?
Yeah.
For forever?
Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Forever and forever and forever. Okay. How's your nails? Your nails still done since I did them? Did any of it come off?
This one came off.
Okay. Did you have a big poop today?
No, I don't have no.
Okay. Well, you need to have a big poop.
But I peed on myself at the library.
Oh, not again. Another accident?
Yeah.
Did you tell Mama about your accident yesterday?
I told her yesterday.
All right. Well, look, baby. Daddy got to go. Okay. I love you so much.
No.
I got to go. Look, I'm going to call you back. Okay?
No, don't go.
I got to go.
No, don't go.
Love you. Bye. Bye. All right, y'all. That's my daughter. She probably gonna call back in like 2 minutes, but I think this was a great stream. Did you read any of the comic books, Brent?
Yes. So ASJ actually has a comic book, and I forgot the title of it because I just bought it because
it's red.
He is a homage. He gives homage to Thuy. So I just bought it out of.
I remember it's the Yellow Ranger. It's like a Yellow Ranger in there. All of them try to remake Power Ranger stuff.
Right. And Amy Jo's is doing the same thing. Yep. And I would probably buy it, honestly, because this, I mean, why not? Right. I mean,
one last word, and then I'll give my closing remarks without you. What would you like to say to everyone who sat through 2 hours of the Brent stream? What would you want to say to them? Hopefully it's thank you.
Right. I mean, thank you for putting, I mean, I'm kind of flattered that people want to hear what I wanted to say. Like, I didn't expect anyone to demand, not demand, but
don't oversell it now. Don't oversell it.
Right. A couple of people were actually, even one person to request a stream. I mean, it's just kind of flattering to me. I mean, I'm not going to say 1,000 people. I'm just going to say one because it was actually one, not 1,000. But
look, I'm a man of my goddamn word. All right. Even if people think you're delusional, I did it. Now,
I mean, and people, they're going to think I'm delusional, and that's fine. But the facts are the facts, and I presented them, and I have an opinion. The show is facts over feelings. I've never claimed to be unbiased or objective. I've never claimed that. Neither do you, Henry. Like,
no,
we all have a bias.
And I'm all
of course, we have a bias, and it's facts over feelings, not facts no feelings. And I presented the facts of what JDF said, and if people want to quote unquote interpret it a certain way, that's their prerogative. But I come up here because to see Walter and to see his and to see him work hard and at these cons trying to make money. He's at a con like every week and he's trying to make money.
Okay.
And for people and for what Frances said, she has a lot of power because she was JDF's inner circle, and her what she says has an impact on the Power Rangers community. And I feel like if it was a random stranger were to say what she said, I wouldn't take issue with it. I would just one ear out the other. But the fact that she said it and she has yet to provide proof that what Walter is saying is lying, it's just, I felt like as a fan, I had to say something. And
all right. And we appreciate you saying something, Brent. We really do. And I want to thank you for coming up and thank you for putting in a lot of hard work, because you've now seen the other side. You know, it ain't easy finding all them clips, finding all them timestamps, getting them issues lined up so I could play them in order. You've seen how to put together a live stream. So you need to go ahead and start your own goddamn channel. But with that, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for everything, Brent. All right. So that was Brent, guys. Now look, what Brent didn't tell you guys is I know how he goes to cons. And I don't even know why he didn't say it. The reason he can go to any con he wants is because some airplane membership, which I believe is Frontier, where you pay like $500 and you can fly anytime, anywhere you want. That's why he's able to be in Atlanta on one day and LA on the other day. So shout out to Brent. But you know, the purpose of this stream was to give Brent a voice. There definitely was some interest in it, and y'all showed up and showed out, and I appreciate everyone who donated. And I didn't get to put some respect on Simply Melissa name. And she said, well said, Shawn Riha. Well said. And look, guys, you know Brent's not going to let it go. And I know people was like, hey, you be baiting people when I talk about XQC and I bring up JDF. Well, the only reason I bring up JDF when I'm talking about XQC is because there are certain things that both of them experience, like a divorce or maybe being treated unfairly in the court of public opinion, all sorts of things, where JDF's life it had so much stuff in it that I can talk about anything and always relate it back to JDF. So that's the only reason why I bring up JDF during that. And hopefully everyone see that he was given a voice and given a platform to express himself respectfully, of course. and I think it went off well. Francis may not have liked it. She came up. Shawn may have not have liked it. He came up, but no one else came up. No, not even Sam. And I know Sam got a goddamn webcam. All right. She probably sniggling, with her, and her daughter's looking at her like she crazy. But anyway, I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you guys in about 2 hours for the XQC stream, because look, guys, the stuff I got on